I'm inside the coffee shop. I'm not sitting in my car outside dying of heat. And today I thought I would talk about intermittent fasting. It's a lot of this stuff is not like new, but I have more stories of failure. I've got more stories going into all of the things that people go through, typically the stages of what happens with their intermittent fasting, and I want to talk to you guys about it. Now, the first thing that people feel is great. A lot of people, well, this is probably 50%. What's that, Katie? Don't forget to answer on the course page. But I already think I know. So, when people first try intermittent fasting, they feel great for, this is about 15, oh you did, thank you. So Katie's on my keto course. It's keto, low carb, high fat, and carnivore page where I help you guys a lot. I work very, very, very hard on this membership group. So if you guys want to sign up, go to stephanieperson.com. Okay. When 50% of the people, when they first do carnivore, they feel amazing because they might be having either histamine issues or high blood sugar issues, high insulin. They feel the histamine reactions, they feel hypoglycemic, and they try intermittent fasting. They're like, oh my God, I'm not bloated anymore. This is great. It's like carnivore, it's kind of the same thing. What's up, Arlene? Bogdan. Hello. Fasting is so bad, right, Katie? Yeah, she knows. Katie knows. She's another client that I've had. Larry's tried fasting for 46 hours. Okay, I'm afraid to touch my phone because I know it'll fall. So it doesn't work for weight loss. I've never said it doesn't work for weight loss. You can lose weight on intermittent fasting. You can lose muscle weight. You can lose collagen weight under your skin. There's a lot of things that you can lose weight in, but very often you don't spare the muscle and burn the fat and just burn the fat weight. Yeah, it fracks up your thyroid. And that's what I want to talk about. And I mean, feel free, Katie. Katie's been battling and finally winning the battle with her Hashimoto's for a very long time. She also tried the fasting. Katie is a client that really loves the gym as much as I do, but she's battling with her thyroid to have her body do exactly what she wants it to do. The issue, I'm sorry, Gabriel, the issue is not that people break the fast. That doesn't make any sense. There's nothing logical behind that statement, not to sound rude, but so people will feel amazing in the beginning because they might be getting rid of foods that really inflame them or give them a very bad bloat. They might feel good for a second when it comes to their blood sugar because people are having insulin resistance, high blood sugar, and then all of a sudden their blood sugar drops. And people think they have more of a sense of clarity because they don't have the histamine reaction to the foods, and so they think they have all this mental clarity. They think they're having it catches up to you. Exactly. And then what happens with everything in life today is that things trend. So keto trended, and then carnivore trended, and then intermittent fasting started to trend, and then it morphed into the snake diet, and then it morphed into OMAD, which is eating one meal a day, and dry fasting. And exactly, Ali says she ended up with acid reflux from intermittent fasting. And so forget the Twitter article, Zach. Just don't listen to these people. You gotta really listen to people give you things that make sense. I'm not going to use the word science because today it's a butchered word, but you have to go by what's logical. Okay, so food, what does food do? Food, like people forget, like what does food do? It gives you two things. It gives you energy to the cells, and it also gives you equipment to fix the cells. So two are really beneficial things. So why people are trying to cut it out and eat between these certain time frames makes no sense. They have these people who know nothing about the human body talking about autophagy, which no human can measure. So it's just a theory at this juncture. But let's talk about what really happens with real clients, real cases, real people. So Zach is saying that a site is good for information. I'm sorry, Zach, that's not how it goes down, baby cakes. Exactly. Katie's like, they never break it down. Yeah, like, nothing, everybody thinks something is good when it's not. I mean, last stream I was talking, somebody told me that Dr. Berg was, on the stream that he was a Scientologist. I was like, no, he's not. And then I see his son say that he is. Then he starts saying stuff like, you can't just go by what people say or their research. You have to go and do your own. Zach, just stop. I know, baby, you want my attention, but like, it's not good because you're not saying anything. You're just like, oh, this article. So I'm going to tell you what happens, right? So food is either a medicine or it's to fix cells. When you cut it out, as a modern human, it doesn't work because a lot of you guys have blood sugar imbalances. You have a blood sugar imbalance. And so what happens when you have hypoglycemia and you don't eat every 3 hours? Forget the 16-hour window, every 3 hours. People's blood sugar, they go into a thing called gluconeogenesis, but too much cortisol driven, too much adrenal response, fight or flight. They raise the blood sugar. Now, unfortunately, they're insulin resistant. A lot of you guys are, or you're right, pre-insulin resistant. And then glucagon is not working and you cannot, I gotta get rid of Zach. I can't with this. Sorry, Zach, you had to go. You're giving me a headache. When you do these lives, they're not easy. I'm in a noisy cafe and then he just keeps trying to like promote something. I don't know. So, come on, phone, work. Okay. So I can get rid of these comments. There they go. So Katie says that she wished she could find a video that was, or a particular video that was a light bulb for her about fasting, how it blocks leptin, and leptin is needed for T3 production. And that is another thing that I want to talk about, how fasting affects the thyroid. So here she's saying, because leptin is made in the fat cells, and yes, when you're fasting, you can have leptin signaling issues, right? So you have leptin that's blocking the T3 production. And this is the reason why a lot of you guys are having issues with your thyroid. Not only that, not only leptin, but it's also just cortisol, which is blocking T3 production. So there's two ways that you can block T3 production through not eating. If you guys were to fast and rest like we would in nature, it would be fine. But people aren't resting. They're doing cardio, they're going to work, they're just skipping meals. There's no logics to what they're doing. They're just following something that someone said online, and they're not trying to find out if they've got issues managing their blood sugar prior to doing this fasting experiment. That's a problem. So when it comes to, there's nothing, I wouldn't, and I don't know what you mean by what about leptin supplements. You mean things that'll boost leptin production or leptin supplements? Because I'm not like, oh, here's a supplement for your leptin. No. Now, sometimes it works with milk thistle for the thyroid and the liver, but other than that, So I started working with clients, and yes, for Boost. To be honest, Katie, I really think it comes down to managing that blood sugar and that cortisol and connecting to a circadian rhythm, because I think you've already started healing that gut. But Katie, admittedly, her biggest thing is managing her cortisol. So there's a thing called pregnenolone steal, and that also affects the thyroid of T3 production. Because you're doing everything else right. I mean, it just takes time. Stress is a big one. It's the thing that you can't quantify. You can't say, oh, well, here's, people are trying to quantify how much protein to eat, but you can't quantify how much stress is in your life, or like what number gauge it's at. Like, oh, here's my cortisol number, because cortisol is always changing. And so people who've got blood sugar imbalances, which most people do, people who've got electrolyte problems who fast, tank their electrolytes. These are facts. No one can refute this information. These are facts. If you have a hard time doing a low carb diet or carnivore, and then you fast or you do one meal a day, where are you going to get your electrolytes from? You already are losing a lot of water via the kidneys. You already are having problems with your hydration. So, and then that puts pressure on the kidneys, and then people have a uric acid buildup. These are facts, people. You can't get away from it. And that's why every single person that I've ever consulted, and I've consulted thousands who've done intermittent fasting, have problems after doing it for a while. Then you get these people on my lives who like, I did it and it was fabulous. We don't know who you are. You don't have a profile picture. Like, but I call BS on it, because real people and real backgrounds and real story, a real background and real stories of people's lives and their true health and their true stress and their true gut. Like, do you have leaky gut? Are you having a hard time absorbing your electrolytes, and then you're chronically dehydrated, and then your blood sugar crashes, and your adrenals keep coughing out cortisol? It just doesn't work for anybody. And if all these gurus, blah, 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 did it and they're fabulous. No, they're not. Nobody's fabulous. All of us in today's modern day have something go wrong. And I mean all of us. We all have problems with our gut. This level or that level, we all have problems in some kind of way. So people are just full of shite. They don't tell the truth, and that's what I can't stand. They get people so confused. Yeah, somebody, Alani says, I've done OMAD for 8 years. It hurts my metabolism, I would say. You know? Yeah, intermittent fasting dropped this person's ketones dramatically. Now, some people also think that as a benefit, that it spikes their ketones. And I'm like, anybody who even eats carbs, who doesn't eat anything for 6 hours in a day, is going to produce ketones. But after a while, the adrenals get real smart and they try to keep raising blood sugar. Because blood sugar keeps rising, you're not going to use those ketones. You're not. If you are, you just use a little bit, but nothing that's putting you into a highly adapted keto state. High fat keto, mostly animal fats, help my hormones and thyroid. Exactly. Gabriel, exactly. So I'm trying to be quiet because I'm here in a coffee shop, but in Texas. But don't forget to like up the stream, because I'm doing a lot more lives. I'm trying to make do with my time with living where my horse is. Started fasting because I developed, everybody says it's good for healing, developed thyroid and adrenal issues and electrolyte imbalances, stopped with the fasting and started feeling better. Patty's watching. Boom, mic drop. Okay? So anybody who comments on this video afterwards, stop. These are real people on the lives saying what's really going on, and anybody else can watch on the replay and say, well, I did great. Well, who cares? Because you got nothing to show. I can't even interact with somebody who's commented on the replay saying it looks great, so, or they look great. Let's see here. If you get up at 5 a.m., what's the best time to start eating? Within 30 minutes. It's those people that wake up at 3 that I'm like, have an egg yolk, but don't have a full meal that early. Your body's still trying to repair itself at 3 o'clock. It's not a good idea for the digestion. And Victoria says, I'm so glad I found your channel. Hi for the gut. Hi for the gut. What is a symptom of SIBO? Vanessa, it's bloated. That's the main one. Bloated, gassy, bloated. Constipation, loose stool, feeling like ass. Do you think... Thank you, Mojave Stalker. Do you think it hurt anything else besides metabolism? I mean, it hurts your blood sugar balance, which is a lot of it's your metabolism, your guts, because you can intermittent fast at first and that'll lower the histamine, but then the body's like, I need food to repair myself, cortisol spiking, and then it can make your gut worse. Facts. Can you fast once you're keto adapted and fix all your histamine and gut? No. If you're keto adapted, you're going to be fixing your gut and fixing everything else, because to highly keto adapt, you have to be super disciplined and super consistent, and you have to do constant N=1 experimentation, knowing what you can eat, how much fat you should eat, your digestive issues. You have to understand your body first, which is what I keep explaining to people. Please learn about your body and your existing health. Weight loss plateaus come from probably cortisol, stress, poor sleep, unstable blood sugar, and because you're not giving me more detail, I'm just throwing things out the wind, like, I don't know, hormones, pregnenolone, steel, like, I don't know if you stay up late, like, I don't know if you're eating too much protein, I don't know. It's the best because cholesterol and vitamins and animal fats that plant fats don't have. Yes, so plant fats don't have a lot of the fat-soluble vitamins. They tend to be higher in, well, some have mono, like avocados and olives, but a lot of them have polyunsaturated fats, which, nah. Lonnie says, I actually gained weight on OMAD and can't lose 1 pound. It's stuck for the last 2 years. And that's why you have to wonder, did you start dropping your T3? Did you start having problems with your leptin signaling, where your body now just wants to hold on? Because you can train your fat cells to be inefficient, and just want to store. Facts. And did you whack your estrogen and you're dominant, and now all your body wants to do is store fat and make fat? So fasting at the end of the day, it's awful. It's so bad. The programs that I work for people to break plateaus have a lot to do with balancing your blood sugar. And once you balance your blood sugar, people start losing the body fat. But you got to get that cortisol down. And how you balance blood sugar, there's a lot of different ways on how to do it. That's why you got to book a consultation with Steph. I also have the course page through stephanieperson.com. I'm on Instagram, which is Stephanie Ketogenic, and my Facebook is Stephanie the Business Person. Okay, why are you so amazing? Not one professional has told me this. I know, Lonnie, because like people get wrapped up in being popular, and if you tell everybody it's easy and like, look how much weight I lost, and look how fit I am, and I'm in my mid-50s, and I got this way, because you're going to buy what I'm selling if I tell you that it's easy. But if I tell you that it's difficult, Somebody commented, "Oh, Stephanie, you're always saying what's difficult." I'm like, because everybody keeps lying. If people didn't lie, I wouldn't have to point out what's difficult. I'd say, hey, now that we know that life is a challenge, let's let's go for the challenge. Let's work it out. Then all the videos would be like that. But it's always having to dispel all of this garbage and misinformation. Yeah, right, Lonnie? And that's just the way it is. I wish it wasn't this way. Things in life actually shouldn't be easy, because you won't appreciate anything if it were to be easy. Like me moving to Texas, it has sucked balls. Like, it sucked big, nasty, hairy balls. I'm not even gonna lie. And then finally, when something goes good, you're like, something finally went good. And then you're like, okay, let's keep going. Let's wait for the next good thing to come between the bad thing. Because each day I wake up, I'm like, what flippin' now? I'm going to schedule an appointment. I sat, my birthday is in 3 days. Oh, happy birthday. New chapter. Yes. So you guys have been doing this probably consistently at all these keto gurus the longest. And nobody can say that I haven't. I've been doing the most consultations consistently throughout the years. I didn't flip over to be in this intermittent fasting like trend. I tried carnivore. My personal reaction was, oh, hell nah, this is not smart. Tried, went off, went back to keto, the diet I know works. Some people don't do well on keto. They just don't have enough of the right information, because there's too many dum-dums telling them to eat a bunch of protein to lower their fat if they want to lose weight, and don't talk about any other type of medical don't talk about any type of metabolism or any type of deranged metabolism. Nobody's talking about any type of autoimmunity, like thyroid, adrenal, reproductive hormones, rare diseases like hemochromatosis on a carnivore diet, for example. People aren't talking about electrolytes. They're not talking about all these things, and so then people will go follow someone else, do these diets, and go, oh, it didn't work for me, or women can't do it. Why is a man telling a guru saying that women can't do a keto diet? Dude, you did carnivore and couldn't do it. How are you going to say what women should do? I wish it wasn't this way. I wish that people would have more good, solid information that you guys wouldn't become injured on trying to lose weight. People are so obsessed with losing weight. It's scary. It's like, you have to fix your body first. You can't just lose weight. So funny, because I know a different Cipriano. Thomas D is always saying to eat more protein. I'm done with it. Unfortunately, actor, he's an actor. Legit, like from Hollywood. Often companies hire people to be the face of companies, and ketogenic diet science is about high fat. You have to eat fat to train your body to break it down in the liver. If you're eating high protein, you're still eating a carb diet, because excess protein will convert back into glucose. That is so illogical times a billion. Like, what? You can watch people with a glucometer, you eat a lot of fat and watch their ketones rise. Then that same person flip it and eat high protein and have their ketones plummet. So what he's saying right there is garbage and can be proved in 2 seconds by anyone. I did fast because Crohn's. Yeah, so like I said, people will fast because they have an inflammatory bowel disease, or they'll have histamine. And it's like, you've got to figure out what's creating the inflammatory bowel disease, what's foods, what kind of stress, what kind of poor sleep, what kind of pharmaceuticals. Fix that, and you'll fix the inflammatory response, the itis in your digestive tract, without having to fast. Because fasting over a while will make that Crohn's worse. I have a tough time staying asleep. I have severe leg pain, which is what form of magazine? Glycinate. Right? I saw, like, it showed up on my suggested videos on YouTube that his son went and outed him. I was shook. Dude, that was like the tea. Where's my tea? Oh, my phone is on my tea. I was shook. You know, and I mean, that sucks. You know, that sucks to have their relationship online more than anything, but that's what happens. Happens all the time to famous people. Good that I'm not famous. Tons of dum-dums eat fat, don't eat. Wait. Tons of dum-dums eat fat, don't eat fat. Carbs, wait. Carbs, no carbs. Vitamins, no vitamins. Exactly. They just follow the trend. People need to use their critical thinking and go, what's going on with my body? Okay, my neighbor lost 60 pounds on keto. I'm gaining weight on keto. Why? People don't learn that. They just want everything so quick. Okay, let's see here. Sick because you know it's all about money. Right, Ashley? It's all about money. It's all about money. I really wish it wasn't. I mean, I have to make a living, but I just, like I said, capitalizing on my age, which is my mid-50s, and putting myself in really skimpy clothing and promoting fasting and products, I would be really a rich bitch. But I can't. I can't. Yeah, I'm at a coffee shop, Mike. It's cute though. Or like a small town in friggin' Texas. You guys don't forget to like up the stream and keep the questions going. I'll be on a little bit longer and then I'm back out of here and go back to my horse whose face is swollen because he keeps rubbing on it. And I had to freaking give him antibiotics and I really didn't want to, but I don't want to degrade the bone. The infection can start getting into his facial bones. What brand of fish bones do you? Calcio. Kalsio. Tired of using eggshells. I don't blame you. Everyone on here is selling some BS, butcher box or powders or ebooks or something. Well, I don't think there's anything wrong with selling ebooks because if you've got really good, like I've got a lot of information. So sometimes there's ebooks that I like to download. Like when I first got a horse, I just want something simple. If there was a guide to how to get better Wi-Fi in this town, I'd be buying that ebook all day long. So I don't mind ebooks. It's when you're selling products that, like the electrolytes that are filled, these electrolyte things like Keto Chow that are filled with a bunch of chlorides, really bad for your liver and kidneys, especially with people who've got already slow functioning livers or bad GFRs. Like, why are you selling this chloride garbage? So that's when I'm just like, nah, you know. Texas Scott, so what monkey pox I heard, bizarre times. I don't even know what that is. My immunologist suggested I try alternate day of eating. And within weeks I have normal blood for the first time in 30 years. Auto-inflammatory disease, keto. By the way, I hope you guys can't hear the music because I don't want to get demonetized. Sucks the bird kid did that. I don't care if you're a Scientologist for people. I mean, it sucks. I'm not going to get mad at the son. I just think it's sad that this went online. Who knows? Something went down with that son to make him go online and talk smack about his dad, and we don't know what that is. Do you know what I mean? The people that I stayed with, they're awful. When I first moved to Texas, they're garbage people. They need to be exposed. And I'm going to do an expose. Wait, I'm contradicting myself. I just contradicted myself. I don't want these people to hurt anyone else. That's for dang sure. And they're not my dad. I need to do a moral check on that when I get off. Do you think there's an optional ketosis food for adding carnivore? Wait. Do you think there's an optimal ketosis food? Fat, honey, for adding to carnivore for potassium, magnesium. Okay, you're saying things wrong. Ketosis is not directly connected to your electrolytes. So, ketosis, electrolytes, not the same subject. I tried fasting just to get my blood sugar down, and I haven't had a drop of sugar in 5 months, but still have problems with high blood sugar. Thank you, Marianne. Thank you for spelling out for the people that will watch this replay. Let me tell you something right now. It's a concept called physiological insulin resistance rebound. That's when your blood sugar is not stabilizing because you have hypoglycemia that you were not aware of. And now, instead of your insulin dropping, it starts climbing because your body can go into the body factory, eat a bicep, and make sugar out of your body in minutes to spike your blood sugar. And if your blood sugar keeps spiking, you start to develop physiological insulin resistance on fasting. Facts. You are correct. Keep your family drama to yourself. Yeah. I don't talk about my family very often because it's just, I've tried fasting just to get I read that, okay. I feel weak when lifting when on keto. How can I prove this? Thank you. So Seb, I don't have more details. If you're feeling weak, you might be having too much protein, not enough fat. You might have hypoglycemia. You might need to eat fat and 3 main meals and 3 fat snacks throughout the day to keep your blood sugar stable. Because eating enough fat should curb your hunger, so your macros are probably off a lot. I Stephanie recently had a gout attack. On keto, 4 weeks. Any suggestions? Yes. You need to get your liver and your kidneys together. There's too many. You're going to unfortunately have to go off high uric acid proteins until you get things worked out in the liver. Because often when the liver is not working properly, the kidneys don't work properly and they can't filtrate through the uric acid. And you get a buildup. Get your GFR checked and see if there's anything wrong with your kidney function, and maybe get on milk thistle for 1 bottle. But I think you were on the course page, but not anymore. If we're on the course page, I could talk to you more privately there. Keto summer, let's go. No, thank you. I'm waiting for the winter. Hey Stephanie, it's being fat. Is being fat adapted the same as being in ketosis? No, yes, no. People who throw these words around, no, when you're fat adapted, ketosis is just making ketones. That's not fat adapted. Anybody can make ketones. You need to use them. And you need to get your ketones high, blood sugar moderate to low compared to the standard American diet. So your blood sugar should be between 70 and 83 milligrams per deciliter. Most people can't keep that number all day long and be in ketosis. Is GFR good to see where kidneys are? Yeah, it's your kidney filtration rate, yes. Is there another test asking me with that night help me to know if my kidneys are functioning? Yes. Yes. Well guys, it's been 30 minutes and why haven't you liked up the stream? That's how people find Stephanie. Yeah, that's how you find me. I hate to say it. I wish that these algorithms worked differently based on merits, but they don't. They go based on popularity. You're welcome, Keisha. So if you guys have any last questions, or definitely comment in below and let me know more of the subjects you guys would like me to talk about. You may never, is it LT, LG, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Thank you, I appreciate it. Thank you, Shala. Thank you. Tumbelina, truth? Cool. Okay. I am on Telegram, but I use it for friends right now, people that I know. I don't know how to use it yet, to have people follow me, because Wow, good. Thanks, Lon. I think if I use Telegram like Twitter, I would be on it too much right now, and I'm already having Wi-Fi problems. I just, I moved from Hollywood to a small town in Texas with my horse, had problems, he got sick, bought an RV to live with my horse, near my horse, and I'm trying to work it out. So if I were to invite people onto Telegram, I would be so messed up in time. I'm trying to rewrite all my meal plans. I'm trying to do some live webinars where it's all with the PowerPoint and all this boring stuff. Bryce, thank you so much. Well, I will be bored. I might be able to put together some retreats at the place I'm at because they've got bungalows that people could stay in. And what else? I'm trying to get my course page on my website for those who do not have Facebook. So I've got a lot of work to do, and I'm going to run another challenge. But I'm going to do 3: keto, carnivore, and low carb, high fat, all in one. And Carnivore Yoga and I are talking about doing a summit. So if I had Telegram and I had people follow me there, oh my God, I would always be on it all day long. And right now I can't. But when I do get everything organized, then I'll invite people on to my Telegram. Do you have to count calories on keto? No, you count macros. That's the amount of food, like how much protein in weight, the size, but not the calories. If your hormones are fracked up, calories won't matter, trust. If your thyroid's gone to the crapper, if you're insulin resistant, if you're estrogen dominant, I don't care, you can eat 300 calories and still get fat. So we don't count calories. You got to count on how bad or how good your hormones are functioning. Thank you for all the practices. Thank you for all the information you provide. Make sure that Thunder is getting better. I am. I got to go to the gym after this and go and check his face. I had to give in and give him penicillin. I was like crying giving it to him, but I was like, if that face doesn't stop getting swollen, it's going to be a problem for his bones. Serious question, have you ever thought of doing an OnlyFans account? Yes, I have. And that's another thing on my list that I need to do. I even wanted to do a donation, not for me, because I don't care, but for my horse, because I've had to spend so many, have to spend $2,000 on vet bills for him. And I need to build, he's having sunburn now because he's in pasture. I need to build a stall for him. And it's just really expensive to do everything that I need to do. So I might even start help save my friggin' horse so we can give him the best life, because I don't care about me. It's like whatever. But I will do an OnlyFans account soon. It's another thing on my bucket list that I really need to do. I think I should do, I need some assistance if people have the time. I think I'm going to do a video saying looking for 2 assistants, interns, so I can teach people my methodology, help them with their health. And in return, I'll have assistants that'll help me with a lot of these things that I need to do. So if you're interested, just email me through my contact page at Stephanie Person, no S, just like a person, stephanieperson.com. And I'll do another video on that. I definitely need help. I moved to a town, I don't know anybody, and the first thing I start going through is problems with the people that I stayed with, and then problems with my horse getting really sick. And they don't have the vets here that I thought that I was promised that they had by this dumb couple. And so, it's finding out that he needs so much help, and I'm just struggling with bad Wi-Fi. Steph, do you advise going below 200 grams of fat per weight? No, Mojave, I love my Sarah, I love her dearly, but she made a personal choice to drop her fat. I have always said that if you're in ketosis, you don't have to have your fat at a higher, I won't say a number, but I always say that people should always keep their fats high. until their thyroids and everything was sussed out. So I would not necessarily agree that her fats, I've never agreed that she should drop her fats, and I don't think that anybody should drop their fats until their health is solid. Oh, I didn't even, okay, thanks for letting me know. Oh God. Okay guys, thank you so much. It's getting late. I gotta hit the gym. I was a vegan for 10 years, yikes. And I follow everything you say, and you've not failed me yet. Yes. Sleeping now and down 60 pounds in 6 months. That stuff, petty, that's why I work my ass off. So thank you for that. That's a very good, towards the end of the live stream comment. Thank you. Strong answer. The queen has spoken. Thank you, Mojave. Just started broke carnivore. Don't do that. Don't do broke carnivore. You just make it. First of all, carnivore is only good for the short term to lower the histamine, maybe diverticulitis or Crohn's, but go off of it after 6 weeks to 3 months, because you might start dropping that diamine oxidase, and that's a problem on carnivore. 2 things you wish, so it's good for a short therapeutic thing, but not for the long term. 2 things you wish you would have known before starting your journey as a health coach. To ignore trolls on the internet. There's not much more I could have. You don't know until you know, right? So I would say on how to deal with the internet is probably one. And I wish I would have known not to ever use almond butter in the first year. But I learned that lesson. Oh, and to make sure that I knew more about electrolytes before coaching. But I learned that through trial and error. So you can't avoid trial and error. That's what makes you learn. So I'll take it all. But thank you, everyone. Thank you for today, and I'm out. I need to drink some water, get in that disgusting humid heat. I do not think I'll stay. I think that I might be a snowbird. I might have to get a small little lot, right, and be there in the summer months where it's dry and not humid, and then get a house somewhere in Central Texas where it's not as cold during the winter. Because Texas is pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. Things are gonna start happening in August in California, and I'm not gonna be there to watch it happen. And I'm out. Well, they call it a fast because you're not eating carbohydrates, but Peter, just make sure that you do carnivore for a short amount of time. Don't do it for weight loss. Don't overeat the protein, and make sure it's a high-fat carnivore diet. And then over time, add avocado in, so you are omnivore, so your electrolytes tank. That's a big problem on carnivore. I'm not going to San Francisco. I'm not going back to California. I came from there. Oh, you mean in Texas? Sorry. I need hills, so I need mountains and hills. I cannot do flats. If it's flat, I ain't going there. I cannot do the flats. It's flat here. Love you, Steph. Carmela says, love you, Steph. So does my 12-year-old, learning all the time. Yay! Tell her I said hello. All right, guys. Thank you so much. And I gotta get myself out there in that big, bad world again. Can I do keto half? Carnivore. No, just do a keto carnivore. Just make it a high-fat carnivore, but add avocado. Come to Nevada, we have it all. Nevada has restrictions with land. That's what I also look for. And Texas is pushing back. They're not going to have this with any new thing. No boogeyman, the new version of a boogeyman coming around. The governor said, we're not going to put those back on. And I was like, yes. That's why I moved to Texas. And Nevada, unfortunately, is still too close to California. And then they have like, you can't build wells there, you can't put RVs anywhere. Frack that. Mm-mm. No, I don't come to Nevada. I moved here and it's turning into California. Exactly. Nancy's killing it with the comments. Honey, that's why, I mean, nobody talks about this, but the world is so jacked right now. I can't with it. Hey, Steph, any tips on how to start healing estrogen dominance? Yeah, join my course, bitch, because I'm about to go. That's a long one. No, sorry, who's it? GD's trying to be negative. You know what? I don't think I'm going to vote anymore. I'm done with this voting. I'm done. After this year, I'm like, I'm not going to vote. So I'm so okay with that. All right, you guys, stop with the comments because the bots will trigger like crazy, and I'm trying to keep this channel going. Lake Tahoe strategy. I love Lake Tahoe. I love the West. I love California. I don't like the people. I don't like what's happening, and that therefore I have to be here. But here I kind of forget that there's the boogeyman going around. Okay, guys, we're going in the political route, and I don't want to go that direction. I want to keep it just about health because I don't need my channel flucked with anymore. I'm over it. It's stupid how I went over 100,000 subscribers and then started plummeting down when these subjects come up. So let's Deborah's got stuff going on. I'm like, oh, I have a new mod. She pops in every once in a while. She's still on my course page. But you guys know we love Deborah. You've been around for a while. Hill country northwest of Austin, Lake Travis, huge rocks by the lake. I'm thinking about hill country. It's just very limestoney rock there. It's bad for horses' feet, for their hoofs, and I don't want to put shoes on them. Duck eggs are great. But see, a lot of people follow me here. That's the problem. My keto sister got forced on SSRIs for 16 weeks. Nobody gets forced unless you literally get forced. She gained 30 pounds. How do I get her back? You have to go off very slowly. I mean, it's a long ride to get off an SSRI because you go mental if you go off too soon. Lots of horse people out there. In Texas, yeah, it's a lot. But I kind of prefer the way they do horses in Calais. Here it's all about like roping. The horses are slaves here. Thank you, Fasting Chronicles. You're always so kind. Thank you so much. People love to talk about roping and barrel racing and all that nonsense, and I don't care. I just love my horse. He's my best friend, and I need one these days. Trust me, it has been crazy hard. Want to carnivore but love veggies. Yeah, don't do carnivore. Keep your veggies. You can do less veggies. You can do veggies every other day or just one meal a day, but don't go full carnivore if you do not need to deal with severe histamine intolerance, MACAs, or an inflammatory bowel disease. If you are fat adapted, wouldn't you just be using your own body fat while fasting? No, it's not that black and white, no. Because when you do it for too long, your body will start kicking in the adrenals and your body will start going into gluconeogenesis and your blood sugar will spike and you'll pop out of ketosis. So no, I mean, that is an idea, but no, your body will just not keep burning fat all the time. No, we have adrenals that frack you up. In a week, what one food do you consume most of? Butter. I'm 53 going on 54. And I've got some energy. How do you fix a slow metabolism? Jessica, join the course page or something, or get a consultation, because it's about your diet, it's about knowing your current health, it's about your sleep quality, toxic level, like the way you think, the way you move, the way you walk, the way you talk, like everything, and it's too hard with a one-liner to you. I can't give a one-liner back. Okay guys, gotta go. I'm going into an hour, and thank you for everyone. I got some energy at almost 50 for an amount. My Instagram is Stephanie Ketogenic, and if you need a consultation, I got your back. And don't forget to like up the stream and comment below. Thanks, guys. I'm out. Peace.